Faith, 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 faith. Welcome back again. This is day 2 of my 7-day upload for YouTube. A week full of prep and proper. So today we're going to be talking about stepping out on faith. Woo! It's a scary, scary, scary thing to do, but it's so necessary for your life. It's so necessary for your destiny. It's just so a part of life. If you never step out on faith, you're stuck. I'm just gonna say you're stuck, because it requires some kind of faith to get to the next level. It requires some kind of faith to go to where you want to go to accomplish your goals. It requires faith, because one thing I know about God, when we write down our goals or when we have a goal in mind, hold on you guys. When we have a goal in mind, that's when things will start falling off or not going as planned. It puts us in a difficult situation, and it puts us in uncomfortable circumstances, and that's what pushes us to keep going forward. But sometimes what happens in some cases, that you feel so defeated that you just forget about it, or you feel like it's not for you, or you feel like maybe I didn't hear God, or maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe this isn't for me. Because if it was for me, it would just align, it would just happen. Or I don't have enough money to start a business, I don't have enough money to go back to school. How am I going to go back to school? I have kids. I'm too old to go back to school. Sometimes you have to quiet the noise inside your head, because that same noise is what's going to keep you stagnant. It's what's going to tell you you're not good enough. It's going to tell you that you did not hear God. It's going to tell you don't do it, because it seems scary. You feel that in your heart, like, I don't know if I should do it because it's scary. Like, if I do this, I know it can benefit my life. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Because one thing about faith, you'll never see it. So I looked up the word faith, and according to the dictionary, it is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Someone or something. And we all know, if you put your faith, your trust, your everything in a man, I'm not talking about a man like a physical man. I'm talking about man, human. God will always show you why you should never put nobody before him. Because that same person, or that same person that you depended on, will disappoint you. That same person that you thought was going to loan you the money to start the business will come up short, or say they don't have it. That same person that you were depending on so badly, that always was there for you, and this one time you need them so bad, and they start acting funny. Because God never wants you to depend on man. He wants you to depend on him. And so he is that someone that you're going to need to step out on faith. And sometimes that something part, having your confidence, it says having trust and confidence in something. That something that some people have confidence in, I'm guilty too, is in a job. Because you think that's going to pay your bills, and you feel like, no, I don't want to start a business, or I gotta work, so I can't put much time into the business. I can't quit my job because I have to go to work. I know I have a check there. I know every 2 weeks or every week I'm going to get paid. And at the business, I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't even know if God called me to it. I don't even have money to start a business. But faith is what's going to get you through. And who should you have faith in? That someone is God. Because you cannot have faith in something, because that something will always turn against you. That something will always come up short. Like me, you guys, I got fired from every job, and it's always before I feel like God is shaking things up and God is telling me to move, and I'm like, well, I want to make sure everything is in order. I want to make sure it's this, because I think I'm in control of my life. Sometimes you have to give it to God and let him flow. And I was so busy of trying to be a control freak. Like, no, I need to make sure this is in order. I need to make sure I have this amount of money saved before I quit my job. And then I can start a business, because I have to be comfortable. But sometimes, many of times, God works when it's uncomfortable. Because that's when you know for sure, 100%, that it was God. Because if it's like a comfortable situation where you have money in the bank and it was just in order, then you're probably going to feel like, oh, it was you, because you planned it out. You were very strategic in how you move. So you'll feel like, yeah, I thank God, but it's not going to be like that praise that he really needs from you. But if you know, like, I ain't have no money in the bank, I didn't even have money to start the business, but some way, somehow, the money came up. People started giving to me, strangers, or I just started the business with $500 and it just grew. Like the first week of sales just made it multiply. And that's God. And that's where faith comes in. Because faith, what I know about faith, it's at your lowest, God will show up. And it's because your faith, you have to act on faith. Faith is a substance of things not seen. You don't see it, but you have to believe that it's there. You have to believe that it's in your path, that you're on your way to it. You have to have tunnel vision, not seeing anything in your peripheral. Because sometimes what may happen, you may get distracted. And you may forget the path that God has set you on. You have to remember, because along that path, you're going to have some bumps in the road, especially if you're moving on faith. Not everything is going to go as planned. Okay, you quit the job. Okay, you started doing good first week of sales, but then sales started plummeting again. Then it's just like, oh God, I thought you called me to this. I stepped out on faith. I don't even have a job. So then what? You can't get distracted. You can't get distracted. Because it's not saying that everything will go perfect. It's not saying that everything will immediately be aligned. But it's saying that I still trust you. No matter what, no matter how bad it gets, I still trust you. I don't care what's on each side of me. I still trust you. Tunnel vision. In order to get to where you need to be, you have to step out on faith. Because faith, every great person has a great story about how they stepped out on faith, how they made a major move in their life that they thought was impossible, or they thought like it was, and people around them thought it was so crazy for them to do. But at the end, it blessed their life. It changed the whole dynamic of their family, changed the whole dynamic of their whole life. It changed the whole dynamic of their finances. So it's just like the man who was at the Pool of Bethesda. When Jesus came along, see, I'm paraphrasing y'all, because I just know the Bible doesn't give us much detail on the conversations that Jesus actually had with these people. Because you have to think about it. This man that was laying on the mat, if you don't know the story, it is in John chapter 5. So this man was laying by this pool, and the water is low. So it's a whole bunch of paralyzed people near this Pool of Bethesda, because when the water is stirred up by the angels, whoever gets in the pool is automatically healed from their diseases, healed from being paralyzed. And this one man was laying on his mat, and then Jesus came along like, now the water is being stirred up and people are getting healed, and they walking now, they were paralyzed, and Jesus was like, what? He the only one sitting there laying on his mat. Like, Jesus is like, what's up with you? Why you not getting your healing? Why you not? And I just don't believe that when Jesus told him get up and automatically get up and be healed, I don't think he automatically gave up. I think there was some rebuttal. He had to believe that that he could actually get up and get into that pool and receive healing. He had to believe in, although he believed, because obviously he believed enough to be laying right there with his mat. He believed enough to be there, to be in the vicinity where he was going to receive his blessing. He didn't act out of faith, because he never got into the pool. He never got up to get into the pool to receive his blessing, to receive what God had for him. So I just think it went like this. I'm not even paraphrasing. I'm just going by what I know. When people are stuck in their ways, when they're so used to being stagnant, when they're so used to living in poverty, when they're so used in their being in a low place in their life, when they're so used to something, being in a depressed state and giving up, it's not that easy to talk them out of it. It's not that easy for you to push them, because they've been like this for so long. This man has been like this for 38 years. 38 years he has been sitting by this pool, paralyzed, waiting for his blessing, and it was right there. He believed enough to be there, but he never acted on it. He never moved out of faith. He never, and it's not until Jesus came, and I know he's like, well, I don't think I could do it. I've been sitting here, nobody ain't been helping me. And sometimes you have to stop for people. You have to stop wanting people to help you, because like I said, your confidence, your trust should not be in man, but the man above. Because God will shake up everyone around you to be in lack, so they won't be able to give to you, because they probably have a good heart. They still want to see you win, but he'll shake up things in their life so they won't bless you. Because God is calling you to the new place in him. God wants you to depend on him. God wants you to depend on him because he cares for you. He wants you to have the things that you desire. But sometimes if you don't act out of faith, you won't even appreciate it if he just gives it to you. If it's not hard for you, if it doesn't have a story, a testimony attached to it, you won't even appreciate it. You might fumble it. You might mess it up because it wasn't easy. It was sweatless for you. Not even sweatless. You didn't even have to work hard for it. But when God gives it to you, when you act out of faith and you allow God to work through you, that faith move, you appreciate it so more. You have a testimony to give someone else that has gone through it. So like me, for instance, every job I get fired from. I've been working since I was 14, you guys. I'm 29. And this last job I had, the security just walked me out, and nobody told me I was being fired. And yeah, and I'm like, okay, why am I being fired? It's like, the security's like, they didn't tell you. They just told me to pick you up and walk you off campus. And I'm like, oh wow. And around that time, I was planning my business. I was trying to launch my business. So I was looking up labs so I can get my skincare products made in. So I was in the process. So I wasn't comfortable quitting my job because, to be honest with you, I didn't have much savings. Barely none. I didn't have savings, and I didn't even have the money to really start the business. So I was kind of like, okay, well, I will quit my job in like 6 months. So then I'll have money saved, and I'll still have money to invest. So I'm like, okay. So when that happened, I didn't immediately, tears drew through my eyes because I did cry, but it like tears just started to fall from my eyes. So I'm like, God, this again? I get fired again, and it's just when I'm about to start my business. Because what I had to understand is God wanted to show me that you want this business. I called you to be a business owner because that's always been in you, but I want you to depend on me. I want you to do it my way and not your way. Stop thinking that you're in control, because I do think I'm in control of my life. And then God always has to shake things up, especially when it comes to money. I would trust God with every other thing in my life, but when it comes to like money and I think like I have to be hands-on with it, or I have to be in control fully. Like I don't even probably pray about that enough. And then God had to show me, no, you will never get to where you need to be unless you include me into your plans, unless it's a faith move. So he had to shake things up. I got fired, and I was still willing to start the business. And I started the business, you guys. It's about to be a year, and it has been successful. It is successful. So it's just to show you that. And look at me. I haven't been working, you guys. That's been a year ago. I got fired on June 6th of 2019. Today is May 23rd, 2020. God has definitely been a provider for me. I can't even explain to you, and it's out of faith that I didn't remain stagnant. It's out of faith that I still chose to launch the business. It's out of faith, a faith move, out of faith. I had to act on it because I knew if I didn't, it would never been done. It takes me. I can pray all I want. God is not going to come down and do it for me. God needs me to do the work. So in Hebrew chapter 11 verse 1, it says, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things that we cannot see. So it's just the hope. You have hope that you'll be successful. You have hope that you'll be a multimillionaire. You have hope that you'll be a mother. You have hope that you'll be a wife. You have hope that you'll graduate college. You have hope that you'll graduate at the top of your class. You have hope that your loved ones will be saved. You have hope. You have hope. You have hope. You have hope that you'll live where you want to live, whatever zip code you want to live in. You have hope that you'll drive the car that you want to drive. You have hope that your family will be blessed. You have hope that you'll leave behind generational wealth. You have hope. That's all you have. But until you act on it, you will never receive what you've been hoping for. You have to act on it, because everybody knows faith without works is dead. So until you act on what you hope for, it'll just be a dream. It'll just be a thought. So there's no need to be afraid. I know it's fear. Like I believe Will Smith said it. Fear is non-existence. That's make-believe. That's just that adrenaline. I don't know what it is. But once you feel fear, when you're about to make a life-changing decision, go for it. I dare you. Go for it. Because it's going to bless your life. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." Hope and a future. Hope and a future. The hope is the faith. The future, in order for you to establish the future that you want, you have to do the work. So stepping out on faith, because you deserve it. You deserve to live your best life. You deserve it. You are enough. Do not think you're in lack. Go after what you've been hoping for. Go after your dreams. Do not let anything stop you. Better yet, sometimes we're our worst enemies. Do not let you stop you. When you hear that negative thought come, saying that you're not good enough, or no, don't do it because you're not ready. Listen. You don't have to be ready when it's a God move. You don't have to be ready when it's a faith move. Just know that the plans God has for you, listen, it's to bless your life. So step out on faith and watch God work. Because when you're aligned with God, miraculous things happen. In Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 it says, "And it is impossible to please God without faith. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him." So seek him and watch him bless your life. Step out on faith and do the work. Thank you for watching. It's your girl, Pretty, Primp, and Proper. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I hope y'all not getting tired of me. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, sis. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, brother. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Share, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And join my newsletter on my website at primpandproper.com. Until next time, bye.